Hey, welcome back to Evil's Comics. This is Evil Mike, and I got another review for you. This is from Antarctic Press. This is Teether, and I think it's just a one and done story. I really hope not. I hope it's like at least a like a 5 issue run, but I think it is just a one issue. Um, but it was good. I want to say it was amazing. It was right up my alley. I really loved it. It is horror. For those of y'all who don't know anything about this book, for one, it was something that I've been waiting for like the last 3 weeks. It kept getting pushed back. Um, so I was really happy to snag it. And when I did find it, it was the last, copy that was there. So yay. It is story and art by David Hutchison, so it is written and drawn, and the art and the story to me they were just amazing. It is a black, white, and red comic. There are some uses of the gray and stuff that almost come off as a beige. There is like an orange and some other use of colors, but pretty much black and white. It don't matter to me. It was just as good. It starts off and it's just this little girl is lost and wakes up in these woods for some reason. They show her leaving the woods, and if you notice at the bottom panel, there are a lot of like skeleton remains from animals that are there with her, and she to the point where she's even stepping on those skeletons. But they do show her making it out of the forest and making it to the highway, this what is it, Romero Township, and they just show her kind of walking off and going off down the road. They also come to the scene right here where it is they don't explain or anything like that, but it's a guy and he's like really bad. I mean, he is abusing the crap out of this woman. I do not say that in a friendly tone. I do not condone any of that. But he is beaten, and he the whole time he is to the point where his knuckles are raw, and he's got. I mean, there was a fight because it mentioned later on in the book that he has cuts and scratches, but so this person did put up a fight, but this person by this time is basically dead, and I mean, and he sets the house on fire and leaves. It doesn't explain why he was doing that, why it was I mean. None of that is said, and none of that is needed. There are no names either in this book, something I love. I'm horrible with names. But they do show him going off from after doing that, and the little girl walking by, he stops and offers the little girl a ride, and she, he asked her where she's going. She tells him that she is, just heading home, and he's like, well, just let me know when we get close. And she's like, okay. They get into the truck, and he starts asking her the right logical questions, like, what are you doing walking in the middle of the road and at night, like by yourself in a t-shirt, and she kind of brushes it off. You do see this scene here with all the teeth. And they explained that a little bit, which was very nice. She starts asking some questions of her own about, like, he must have been in a fight, and he must have got jumped outside of a bar or something. It must have been like 20 guys that he beat down, because this is when she notices that he has the cuts and scratches around his face and his neck. And he kind of just nods it off and and turns on the radio. She actually goes to sleep, and they make it to his house, and this is where if you have any problem, I mean, but it gets really graphic. So warning, nothing really visual. It's more mental graphicness. But the guy does try and molest the little girl. And eventually, he grabs her, and he says, oh, he's like something about if you're good, you can meet his little girl. But he goes to put his hand down there, and of course, like as we see on the cover, but his fingers just they disappear. He shouldn't have put his hand in there, bad man. But for real, he really learned that he shouldn't have put his hand in there, because he starts taking off, and she comes out of the truck, and as you can see right here, She has like red in her eyes, and she's got, she's got blood down there. I mean, he starts like, oh, what the heck, my fingers, they're gone, and I'm gonna kill you. And she's like, I don't want to see you try. And so she continues to follow him outside the truck, and as we see, she shows him a little bit. She lifts up her shirt right here, and shows that the teeth go a little further up, and he gets up and he tries to fit himself. He takes, as they show right here, he takes a shovel and bashes her head in. She does quickly get up, and he kind of tosses around some more, and the fight ensues. But he does put up a good defense, and like while he's fighting her, he's like, what the hell are you? And she was like, I'm just lost, remember? And then he's like, no, seriously. And she explains that she was a demon that dreamed she was a little girl, and now that he messed with her, like, the demon has woken up supposedly. And but she kind of explained that she was drawn to him because he smelled like blood, like she knew that he had done something bad, like wickedly bad. And it's a demon, right? So kind of paying for his sins. But basically through the ensuing attack, because all that was conversation while they were fighting back and forth, he does try and attempt to do the shovel thing again, and this time we see her face turns into all that teeth. And it just kind of leads you to believe that teeth, it's kind of like a venom type thing. Anywhere she wants it, the teeth just appear. And she finally does, kind of jump on top of him and topple over him, and he finally gets to that, please don't kill me. And she's like, oh, no, I'm not going to kill you. She's like, oh, I'm going to get you ready. And they kind of show that she does this whole, dig into him with the teeth and stuff, and it's, she literally starts rearranging this guy's anatomy, and literally you can see that he's still alive, like his eyes there and some of his mouth, but she has made him into this chair tower thing, and she kind of just lays there and takes a nap. But we see up here this little bubble, and he's like, are you gonna take me home someday? And she's like, yeah, maybe one day. And it does, at the very bottom, it does say the end. So, I will say a couple things. One, if this is a complete story, it's nice. You could say that was the end. I do have a lot of questions. About the demon specifically. Who cares about the child or whatever? What's going on with that guy? He deserved what he got, kind of thing. I think that's the whole morality of the story. But and why the demon was drawn to him. But really good art, really good story. It is tight and compact, like you can see, but at the same time, in my opinion, it's something that could be continued on. Actually, we kind of have a movie of the same kind of thing, right? This one's a little more like, man, I would love to see that, this thing just, because it is a demon that awoke, and we only got to see it was just kind of messing with this guy. But think if it was full blown. And but hey, man, Teether number one, did you end up picking this up? Did you pass it? Did you even know about it? Like, comment, subscribe. Please comment. Hit them comments down below. Let me know what you thought, what you didn't think. All right, guys. Wow.